dare you? All of you. It's my tax money that pays your salaries.
Ms. Clinton, can you please just talk at a regular tone, please?
How do I talk in a regular tone when I'm so upset right now? It's ridiculous.
I'm just trying to diffuse the situation.
So you really don't care what I think?
I did not say that.
How dare all of you? Resolve this. Resolve her issue and resolve the ongoing lawsuit that's now in federal court. Because the animosity between the police officers in this town and this administration, and you know what? How is it, here's the other question I have. How is it that if you approve the budget that the mayor gives you, that you don't have the right to know how much the township is spending in overtime? Because you say it's day-to-day operations, but you're the ones that approve the budget. So guess what? If I'm sitting in your shoes and you're going to approve the budget, and you're going to say, okay, we like your budget, Mr. Mayor, here's the money that you have, but you don't have the right to ask questions after that, how much we're paying in overtime, if it's saving money, as the taxpayer, I want to know. I got involved to make a difference and change things. But I'm so mad right now I could spit fire. Please take my comments and everybody else that came up here to talk seriously. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Wells?
Yeah, I just have a comment, Ray Wells from Vincenttown Road. I have a comment about the way the entire thing is working. Mrs. Stinney brought up how things happen at a school board meeting. Typically, we have to address the president, Mr. Allen, and you would ask an individual in the committee or the administration to answer if you didn't want to answer it yourself. But tonight I've been sitting here, and as far as I know, our solicitor, who you guys pay, have answered like 80% of the questions.
That's why we pay him.
No, you pay him to keep you out of trouble, not to represent you,
And to assist us.
to assist you in getting it right. But it seems like you're not aware of what's going on. I've heard several questions asked about what is this policy changing with the police? Either you don't know, but even when you announce it, you're going to introduce it, there's no specifics at all or information. Now, if it's as simple as it's been mentioned, that it's just an addition to and meeting with Faulkner, we've been a long time catching up. So if this is our gentleman supposed to assist you, he's been missing a lot. And so I just say to you, when you go into this, if you're not familiar with it, yourself should say, I don't know, or can you answer a political question? Legal question's fine. But he just answers out. He just speaks out. It's not my experience that the attorneys do that at all. And I've been to a lot of council meetings around the country, and in this county, and in this community. That just doesn't happen. So you, as chairman or president of the council, control what the council says. And if you ask the mayor to give a question, he should answer it to the best of his ability. Because what's happening is the mayor has an attorney. Our mayor doesn't answer any questions unless he's, in many cases, giving a combative answer. I'll put it that way. And that's why we have these problems. Because instead of working together and trying to work it out, we shout at each other. And you have an attorney to tell you legal, but this is not a legal problem. This is an emotional and an aggressive approach by a mayor, as I see it, trying to take additional power like he has the rest of the community. And as long as you keep approving, and as long as you don't make him answer things, he'll continue. So you're elected to represent us. We are confused. And you're not explaining what it is you want to do. So when you voted to bring this up, I assumed you would know more what it is that you're asking the community and you to accept. But there were 3 people who voted to bring it up. None of you, of those 3, have answered a question about what it is and why it is. Your solicitor has. He doesn't bring this stuff up. So I don't understand where we go like this, because it's a battle between him, who, by the way, doesn't have a vote, doesn't live here. He shouldn't be involved in any of these discussions at all, unless somebody asks a legal question that you ask him to answer. But he just answers. And I'm not trying to be critical, I'm trying to be an observer to say, hey, I got that. I saw you give me that look like, oh my God, he's criticizing me. Well, I am, because it's not your job. That's not in his work order. So as long as you let it go on, you're going to have 2 people representing each other, covering for each other, and getting stuff done that I don't believe you really want done. I don't believe a single one of you want to have this disagreement with the police. I really don't. Did any of you know, did the mayor consult you as a council about closing a unit so the police can't? Now why the hell would he do that? Because he wanted to make a point. He wanted to grab power. It's pretty obvious to me. You know, he will sit there and say, he didn't close these emergency squads. He didn't close these fire companies. We all know the difference. We all know exactly what he did. There's no secret to that. Can he do it? He did. He did. And every time somebody has to pay for an ambulance, you don't know that. Did you know that when you voted to it? Did you ask? Did you find out? Well, I don't believe we did. I don't believe he consulted you probably. Because if you did, you would probably be embarrassed. So were you advised to shut me off?
No, I was not.
Oh, can you tell me what he just told you?
Yeah, I need to go to the bathroom. Can I get your permission to do that, or is that the problem?
You are,
That's on it, you're asking what I
that's
asked,
the problem.
I said.
Pump your muscles, buddy.
That's what I said. I'm sitting here waiting.
Did you give him permission to go? Let him go. Go ahead. You don't have to stop. He can go. Now, if you want me to stop talking, I will, because I don't want to offend anybody. I just want to point out what is obvious to me. Thanks.
Thank you, Mr. Wells. Any other comments? Ms. Wadsworth?
Claire, please. Use your seat.
Claire Wadsworth, Browns Mills. We've heard an awful lot tonight, and a lot of people are upset. The bottom line is, resolve this or not, the mayor has created a problem in our police force that is not going away overnight, even when it's resolved. There is going to be animosity for years. And if you put a director in there, it is multiplying it. You better think carefully.
Mr. Moorhead?
Fred Moorhead, Browns Mills. I didn't actually understand before this evening how Dennis got to be the director of the fire. if the mayor, after you do your code cleanup, which is a euphemism for what you're trying to do, if he does not appoint a director of police, who then becomes the director of police by default? Just asking.
I can answer it, but I don't want to get in trouble.
Well,
There's nothing stating that we cannot appoint the chief into that director.
I understand that, but if he doesn't appoint the chief, who then becomes the director of the police?
So right now, we're not gonna have any because we can't fund it, we can't pay for it. So there's nothing that's saying that because we're introducing this, that the director, we're gonna hire a director.
What's in the budget?
His position, that position is not in the budget.
Really?
Am I correct?
It's not being funded. It's not
Right,
being
but
funded.
if the slot exists and he does not appoint somebody,
I can answer it. I can answer it. That's okay, sure. I mean, just so, because I know the ordinance, so it really is a legal question. Just to be fair, the answer is that the fire ordinance says that the BA serves in the absence of director. This ordinance has no such provision.
Yeah.
So the answer is, if there's no director appointed and confirmed, there is no director. The appropriate authority is the mayor by statute and so the mayor, and if he delegates it to the business administrator, will continue in the role until the director's appointed.
you can't believe how unreassured that makes me.
Well,
But
I'm
it's-
technically answering your question.
I appreciate that, but if it's an ordinance, you can change the ordinance by 3 votes.
And with the mayor not veto, correct.
Well, if it's for the mayor's benefit,
I'm just
he's
saying.
not gonna veto it. And you're using the Faulkner Act as an excuse for this. So if the Faulkner Act locks you into this position, then what are you gonna do? You're just gonna roll over. And don't tell me it's not funded, because he can move money in the budget all the time, he does it all the time.
Even if he moves money, we still have to approve that.
Well, there's 3 of you that do that pretty regularly.
I don't think.
Really?
Whether I agree or disagree on a situation, I can make my own decisions. which
I hope so.
all of us can.
Yeah, well, you do your homework, just like Jason. And you use that as an argument for your decision, that you've done your
Absolutely not.
homework. I've heard that many, many times. I've done my homework, that's why I decided the way I decided. Not an argument about why you decide that way. You simply say, I've done my homework. Well, that's good. Thanks for your time.
Thank you, Mr. Warren.
Council President, can I ask for just a 5-minute recess, please? I know it's not now. Yeah, please. I'm sorry.
We have a couple more people.
Okay, all right, thank you. No, it's okay. The other council members.
Are all the council members in agreement with the 5-minute break?
I think we should continue so we can.
How many people from the public want to speak?
Well, you can't hold. Yeah.
Yeah, like 10 o'clock.
So council, do we all agree that we'll take a couple minutes? Okay.